Welcome to Digital Asset News to get top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets. Breaking down to bite-sized pieces. Today, got some pretty interesting stuff. First up, Chiliz is on a massive tear. And if you don't know what Chiliz is, we're going to delve into what exactly this project is, what is going on, and why it increased in almost 100% in only a 24-hour time frame. So we'll take a look at that positive news on top of some what I would consider a little negative, as there's an article out which states that Ethereum miners are plotting a 51% collusion, not an attack, a collusion over the EIP 1559 proposal. So we'll take a look at those two stories, but first, let's take a look at what's going on in the market. So as you can tell, still in Houston for the investment property. Just found a couple of water leaks, so we will be here for a couple more days as we sort this whole thing out. But that's okay, because what are you going to do? Today it is 12th of March. It is 3 p.m. Houston, Texas time. And here is what we got and what is going on. So with the market itself, of course, there's always going to be a little bit of a pullback, and that is kind of what is going on right here. So Bitcoin is at 56,000. Shout out to my friend George, who really did nail it yesterday, where he said that, hey, Bitcoin's going to go down to like 54, 55, and it's going to rocket up to 58. And sure enough, he was right. Amazing. Wherever he gets the information, I have no idea. But it looks pretty legit. And here we are back down as people are taking profits down to 56.7. Because remember, what goes up will eventually come down. And there's only so many people who can keep buying and buying and buying. There's any people around the corner who always just want to take a little piece of the pie and take some rewards. Ethereum down a little bit, 1746, maybe on news, who knows. Binance Coin is down 10%. And Binance Coin was on a tear. You can't go up forever, but a price of 259, where it was just laggard around 70 or 80 bucks, not more than a month and a half ago. So we will take it, you know. Cardano, everything's down. Litecoin's up a little bit. Privacy Coin, Mimblewimble, all that great stuff. But here's the big story right here. If you can see that. That is Chiliz, now number 21. Chiliz, not a place for baby back ribs, but a place where sports fans, mostly soccer fans, can interact with their favorite teams and really be a part of something great. And when we had covered this months and months ago, and it looked like a pretty good project, didn't really think too much of it because I thought there was a lot of groundwork to do. And it looks like they have done that groundwork. So actually, let's take a look at what is going on. First of all, I just want to suffice my inner trader and see what is the next big thing. Refinance, if you look at the projected range for sentiment analysis, could go up 13%, but probably about 5% in the next hour. Chiliz will keep going up, maybe up to 17%, but 3% is a 90% accuracy with Trade the Chain. Stacks, Near, and Dent all running at the top 5. So if you want to look into something like that, take a look at Trade the Chain. There's a link in the description. But let's move on to our first piece. So that's amazing. First of all, let me make this so you can see it. That's an amazing chart. That's is just something that's just going straight up. And here we are and this is just for March. Just for March, for what is going on with Chiliz. Look at that. Just amazing. So first of all, what the heck happened? Why did this go up so much? Well, first of all, you have to take a look at what Chiliz is. This is not a good one. Chiliz really, I wish I could play this video for you, but I'm just gonna summarize what it is. So Chiliz is pretty cool because on its platform, the Chiliz platform or the Chiliz blockchain, what it does is it allows these teams, mostly soccer teams, here in America. I'm not big into soccer. I just am not. But I know everybody else who watches this channel is probably big into soccer, and that's great. Just not big into it. You know, what are you gonna do? So with soccer, that is like the biggest sport on the planet. I think it's something like 1 out of every 2 people is a soccer fan. So you can imagine how great this would actually be if you're a soccer fan and you are whatever great club team that there is out there. They say, hey, you know what? We want you guys who are fans to interact with us in some way, shape, or form. We're going to put out 1 million of our club team tokens, which is going to be based on the Chiliz platform. You can buy that up and you can vote on the different things that we want to do, like, you know, for our schedule, or for our team roster, or for our team uniforms, or any kind of changes that we're going to do, or the different types of nights. Imagine being a super fan as far as like soccer, and then going, hey, you know what? I want to vote on these new projects that you guys are going to do because I want to have my voice heard. Let's just say, and that's just soccer. Now let's go into basketball. Let's go into UFC, which they have a partnership with. Let's go into the NFL for Americans, and baseball, any other sport, esports that you can potentially think of. And that is why this is going to be a pretty big thing. Now, here's the question that I had, which was, well, what is it that is beyond a team? And first of all, why did it pop off today? Because this has been around for quite some time. So let's take a look, shall we? So first of all, the reason why it popped off today is because Binance had a nice little listing and they said, hey, we're going to do new Chiliz trading pairs. Once you get a trading pair, it's just much easier to get into these projects. So now it's Chiliz BUSD, Chiliz Euro, and then GBP, the British pound. So that is pretty, makes it very simple for people to buy. And when people find it on Binance, which is really the biggest exchange globally, then there's no reason, there's no barriers to entry. And of course, Chiliz also says up here, hey, just so you know, you can find us on Uniswap. You can use Uniswap if you want to pay a boatload of fees, or you can just go to Binance and pay like next to nothing and get Chiliz. So if you're an American, that's where you're going to get Chiliz, just so you know. But that is the first part. So the interesting thing to me is not just the prospect of, you know, sports teams, people being engaged with them, people getting into Chiliz. My question is, well, who's the team? And if you take a look at chiliz.com, and you have to kind of look for it actually, which is /en/our team. I'll link that in the description. You can just see who all these people are. So the first one I'm always going to look at is the CEO. Well, who is this guy? And if you click on Alexandre Dreyfus, or Alejandro Dreyfus, I don't know how you say his name, probably nailed it. If you take a look at him, he has a pretty extensive background into everything that has to do with like poker, sports, esports, well, not esports, gambling, that type of thing. And mostly it's been really focused on Chiliz and this one called Socios. Socios is the platform that all of these sports figures go onto, or sports teams go onto, and that's how you interact and so on and so forth. So see, he was the CEO and owner of Chili Gaming. It was Chili Poker, 6-year-old company based in Malta. Malta, a great place to incorporate if you don't want to pay taxes. Co-founder and director of Winamax, first French online poker room and sports betting website. So this gentleman has a pretty good idea of as far as like gambling and getting people involved into the gamification of what is going on. So with that one, okay, I got that one. And then we can take a look at Emma here and Max Rabinovich. I think I nailed that one too. And they've all got some pretty decent backgrounds. But as you scroll down and you take a look at, well, who's on the advisory board? Because it's great to have a good team, but sometimes just a decent team is really what you need if you have somebody who is in your corner who can say, hey, do this, this, and this. It's like if I had Jeff Bezos on speed dial and I'd say, Jeff, how do I make sure that my Amazon FBA business grows in the right way? Well, Rob, you need to do X, Y, and Z, and do this today, and then do this next week and in 3 months. I don't need anybody else. I don't have to be a genius. Hint, I'm not. I don't have to have a great team behind me. I just need that guy. So in some regards, if you're just kind of like decent, but you got a pretty good advisory board or people who are funding the whole project, usually it works out pretty well. So this one, Mickey Kim, director of Google, one of the directors at Google. Gil Rem, Bet365, gaming sales. Who else we have? Thomas Winter, VP Golden Nugget, French Tech, Quantum Economics. Oh, Maddie Greenspan. Maddie from eToro. Sure. Nothing about Maddie. I just don't like eToro. Just don't. Sorry. And experts. But then here's the big ones. So you've got some deep pockets here. Cyan Ventures, Venture Capital. Xavier Neal, telecommunications, but see the cornerstone investors? Binance and venture capital. So it's real great when you have some people around you who can tell you what to do, or just give you some good advice. But it's even better when you have some deep pockets, especially when you have Binance in your corner. And what can Binance do for you? Well, they can, just do little listings here and there. And not that I'm saying if there's any kickback, something like that. Don't sue me, bro. That's not the thing I'm talking about. I'm just saying it's good to have the people in your corner. So this is what Chiliz is. I have not invested into it. I will look deeply into it. It's not my time now because it's just went up 100%. You'd be crazy to get into it right now as it pops off. For me personally, I will wait till there is some bad news or people just chill the F out, and then it can drop a little bit and I can maybe get my position in. Again, I'll have to do a lot more research before I really get into it. But that is the reason why Chiliz has gone up. So let me know what you think in the comments section about Chiliz. Let's move on to our next piece. So this concerns me. And I don't know if it's going to actually happen, if it's going to be a show of force or just a way to reconcile or just to see who's got the bigger one. But this is what's going on in the Ethereum game. So this was a tweet, and I had actually reposted it. But Ethereum miners are plotting a 51% collusion, not an attack, a collusion, just so you know. So let's break this down real quick. There was a great article on Voyager's blog post. And it talks about the new upgrade, and they're talking about the EIP 1559, which is going to be coming out. Well, it's already been approved, but it's now going to go into effect a little later. But here's what's going on. Ethereum's recent proposed upgrade, 1559, is set to launch in July. So even though it's been approved, they got to launch it, right? It brings about some exciting changes to the smart contract platform. Yes, quite exciting. And let's see if it all works out. The proposal also addresses a significant issue with the Ethereum network right now. Bet you can guess what this is. Miners bid gas fees, which are what power transactions to the highest bidder. But a recent surge in demand has raised gas prices, which we have totally seen on different places like Uniswap and all the different DEXs where you try to use Ethereum and you're like, wow, that is super expensive. I don't want to ever do that again. But EIP 1559 would set a fixed gas fee for miners, which would level set the cost of transactions across the market, standardize rewards for miners, and reduce the volatility of the fees themselves. So that's great. That sounds like a great, fantastic move for everybody, except for one group, the miners. And I'm not gonna talk bad about them because I don't really have their side of the story, but we'll get into it a little bit. But I mean, there's got to be another side to this because yeah, we're all spending a bunch of money and it's really hurting Ethereum. Let's just be honest. If it wasn't for those gas fees and the throughput, transactions per second, I mean, Ethereum would be blowing everything away. It just would. That is what is hindering them right now. It's not like they don't have a ton of developers on there. It's not like they don't have some great people behind it. It's not like they don't have the history. It's those damn fees are crazy. So that is a problem. Anyhow, while this would create consistent rewards for ETH miners, it has the potential to significantly cut into their profit model for powering the network by nearly 50%. Look, if someone comes to me and says, hey, Rob, you're doing a great job, but we're just paying you way too much, so we're going to cut your salary in half, but we want you to keep doing the same thing, but you're only going to make 50%. How's that sound? Sounds great, boss. Let's just do that. You got your mind. So I mean, if you look at it in one way, that could really it could really help the actual overall market. And if you're a miner, like, okay, well, I'll play ball because this is just going to grow and we're going to grow with this. Or on the other side, you can be like, you know what, I don't like this whole thing because everything was going smooth until you guys came in. I mean, I'm making great money. Again, I don't have the miner side to it. I'm sure if you're a miner, let me know, but it's just how I see it. And of course, I could be wrong. So what's going on here? So while this would create consistent rewards for ETH miners, 50%, okay, they will be staging a digital protest of sorts on April 1st. So that's when it all comes down to, April 1st. So, I mean, we're halfway there. We're all the way, almost through, halfway through March. So April 1st is the big day. April Fool's Day. Hopefully it's a joke, but I don't think it is. By sending their hash power to an opposition pool with the hope of vetoing this improvement proposal. This Ethereum proposal also has offer scalability features built into it, which could multiply the transaction capacity of Ethereum 10x while reducing fees. Again, this sounds fantastic. I don't know the problem. The problem is that these miners are like, hey, we don't want to do this. So let's take a look at what and how the miners are going to react to what is going on. And this was the article that is on my Twitter feed. You just click on there and you'll go right to this article. So this is Michael Carter right here, and he's got a YouTube channel called Bitsby Trippin'. I've not checked it out. I probably will see what it's all about. Sounds like an interesting guy. But there's some rumors that some miners plan to concentrate 51% of the hash rate on Ethermine, which is the second biggest Ether mining pool, which has vocally come out against the now approved 1559. So pretty big pool is like saying, nope, we're not going to do this. This is what Carter says. There is a call to arms, forced projection taking place on April 1st of many home and mid-sized miners moving hash rate over to ethermine.org for 51 hours, so not the whole thing, but just a big chunk of time, to show a coordinated move of hash power that has been dismissed by the Ethereum core developers, as their efforts to pay as little as possible to secure Ethereum's network is well within the risk boundary on making changes to the monetary fee structure for Ethereum. So what they're saying is like, look, if you would do it this way, you are screwing around with the actual security of the network. And we can't secure the network if you do these things, if you level out these transactions. We need these transactions high. Okay, so there's that part. He says that the developers and the investors and the dApp developers are detached. Not surprising, especially as an emerging business and asset starts to grow and develop. You're going to have growing pains, and this is a big one. So to finish up, these influencer miners, we'll call them, are seemingly planning to facilitate a potential 51% attack of Ethereum as a show of force, with the aim of demanding a compromise, which entails either kicking out some other miners, the ASICs miners, or inflating Ethereum by increasing the block reward. Numerous miners online have vocally opposed the above, and the rest is just opinion pieces, but that is essentially what is going on. So there's a couple things to remember here. EIP 1559 it was approved, but it won't take effect until a little bit later. This whole thing with miners over Ethermine, the second largest pool, is going to happen on April 1st for 51 hours as a show of, not like a retaliation or attack, but just as a vocalization of their concerns about what is going on. And then they can hopefully bring everyone to the table. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't think this is going to be like a hard fork where you're going to have Ethereum and Ethereum newbie, or like Ethereum Classic back in the day. But it is a concerning thing, and just look for the volatility of Ethereum to go through the roof around that day or the day before, or maybe even the day after. Because remember, it's going to last for 51 hours, so we're looking at 2 days. Anyhow, let me know what you think in the comments section about this one. This could be potentially very bad for Ethereum, or it could be a catalyst for extreme growth. That's the only way things get better. All right, so that is it for today. So hey, if you made it all the way to the end, I want to say thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, go ahead and click the thumbs up. That helps tremendously. Also consider subscribing. A lot of things we talked about are time sensitive, especially a story like that. And also, I'm going to put 2 more videos on the left and right, so you can check out some of our top stories. Check those out at your leisure. All right, so thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.